I still remember the sound of the keys hitting the floor, sharp, metallic, final. That was the moment she realized what I'd done. Her lips trembled as she stared at me across the library's oak counter, a tower of overdue books between us like some pitiful defense. What did you do?" she asked. I didn't answer. I just smiled. The kind of smile people mistake for innocence. Because kids like me, apparently, don't know anything. She used to say that to me every afternoon when I came in. Back then, I was 16, quiet, polite, invisible. The library was my escape. My house was loud, my mother's new boyfriend louder. The librarian, Miss Keene, was supposed to be kind. She was supposed to help. She wasn't. At first it was small things, a condescending tone, books accidentally misplaced when I needed them for school. Then the humiliation, loud corrections in front of other students, mocking the way I spoke. "You can't just Google your way through life," she'd say. "Kids like you never learn." I tried to ignore her. I really did. But then she took it further. One afternoon, I found out she'd called my school counselor, told them I'd been acting suspicious, that I was copying essays and spending too much time alone. They called my mother. My mother called me a liar. And for the first time, I understood what power looked like. Quiet, smiling, wearing a name tag that said head librarian. I spent the next week watching her. People underestimate observation. They think revenge is loud, emotional, but it isn't. It's patience, silence. It's noticing the small things. The way she locked her office drawer twice, every time. The stack of donation receipts she signed in blue ink, always the same pen. The thick envelope she handed to a man in a gray coat every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. At first I thought it was nothing, but curiosity, once lit, doesn't dim. So I started digging. The library's budget reports were public, I learned that much. A few lines didn't add up. Donations marked as received, but never recorded as deposited. Thousands missing. I didn't tell anyone. Not yet. Instead, I began to copy things, discreetly. Receipts, timestamps, her handwriting. Then I printed them, scanned them, stored them in a private folder under the name Poetry Homework. She had called me stupid, but I was building something, evidence, pattern, leverage. When I finally knew enough, I gave her a chance to hang herself. "Miss Keene," I said one afternoon, holding a stack of fake receipts I'd made, identical to hers, except for one small change, the date. She glanced at them, frowning. "These look fine," she said. "File them in the cabinet." Perfect. I left them where she told me to, with her signature already printed. By the next morning, the library's funding request was processed with those same falsified forms. Her signature, her approval, her responsibility. All I did was let her believe I was still the dumb kid she thought I was. It took 2 weeks for the audit to catch it. By then, I'd already sent an anonymous tip, with the real receipts attached. Every one of them traced back to her office. Every one signed by her hand. When the police arrived, I was in my usual spot, aisle 3, history section. I watched as they led her out, confusion twisting her face. She saw me watching. That's when the keys fell from her hand, her office keys, clattering against the floor like an ending. "You," she whispered. I didn't move. She looked at me like she finally understood that kids like me do know something. How to wait. How to remember. The school counselor apologized a week later. So did my mother. I told them it was fine, but it wasn't forgiveness. It was freedom. The library felt different after that. Quieter, cleaner. They hired a new librarian, younger, softer. She asks me what I like to read. She listens. Sometimes I still sit in the same seat, watching the reflection of the front doors in the glass, waiting. Not for her, she's gone, but for that same feeling that started it all, the moment when someone underestimates you. Because I've learned something important. Power doesn't come from shouting. It doesn't come from revenge, not really. It comes from knowledge. What you know, when to use it, and who deserves to feel it. When the librarian told me kids like me don't know anything, she was half right. I didn't, not then. But I learned, and I made sure she never forgot it.